How we doing, everybody? Andy Malfrin here. This is Drag the Lake. Another week, another great opportunity to do a full album reaction. Some albums, you can fucking get it out of there, get the fucking bop, 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 bing, bop, boom. Everyone knows. Okay, gotcha. But other albums, you need to fucking sit with it. You need to feel it. You need to let it in your bones. So this week, we're going to be listening to the new Dying Wish album. The fuck's it called again? Symptom. I just know the albums are dropping. I'm real bad. I was fucking it up last week with the new End album. Symptoms of Survival. Yeah, I wasn't really I didn't care what it was called. I was just like, oh, Dying Wish is a new album out. And I've been hyped. The songs leading up to it, they've been pretty intense. They've been pretty good. They're really coming into their own because Dying Wish has been a solid band their whole time being out. But I was listening to this a little bit on Friday. I haven't had a chance. I was doing a good old, when you go to work and your boss is chill and they let you have one headphone in. I was doing some one headphone in listening, unloading some trucks, having a good old fucking time. But I haven't been able to sit down and really have the headphones on and listen to the high quality sounds of the new Dying Wish album. So I'm excited to get into this. If you haven't seen any of these album reactions, it's sort of like an extra podcast. It's just me hanging out. We listen to the music. It makes me think of things. We get into it. We talk about shit. We get nerdy. It's a good time. Everyone loves it. You end up just being a better person for it. So let's not fuck around anymore. Let's get the fuck into it. So here's the new Dying Wish album. Let's listen to the first song, Symptoms of Survival, title track. Let's go. Let's get that higher in the headphones. What are we doing, Andy? What are we doing? There we go. There we go. One thing, I was just thinking about this. One thing that stands out. Actually, I'm just going to pause it. I don't want to miss any of this. One thing that stands out of the gate that I remember I went to go see these guys and gals live like a year and a half ago. I can't remember. I went to go see Counterparts in Asbury Park, New Jersey a while ago. And it was a crazy lineup. Dying Wish, See You Space Cowboy, Foreign Hands. I think there was one more. I can't remember. But either way, crazy lineup with Counterparts. Crazy lineup. And I saw Dying Wish, and they were very good. But I noticed that their music, because they leaned like way more metal and not as much hardcore as this album is, like hardcore and metalcore that this album is. It was, if you're too metal, it confuses the hardcore kids and they don't know how to dance to it. And I noticed a big thing that stuck out on this album is that I think they leaned more to making this album to basically help the audience pop off live, because this is a very moshable and danceable album. I'm thinking about it too, like with that metal, like they're definitely leaning way more hardcore on this, but with that metal influence, they're able to create much more technical, much more technical and precise breakdowns. It's a very interesting mix.
sought pride by night and by day, without rest, until the victory is won. They fight to let justice arise and to set free a suffering humanity. Help us in this hour of great sacrifice.
Yeah, this breakdown right here is fucking just highlights what I'm trying to say. Is it's not like overly complicated rhythmically, just da-da-dum, da-da-dum. But a normal hardcore band wouldn't space out those parts like that. Like, I gotta back it up because I think I need to make sure they're doing what I think they're doing. That's right. They're sort of taking the concept. You'll hear this in a lot of bands will do it where they'll go da 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 da. They'll do a rhythm that's like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, or they'll kind of double that and do like da 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 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. They'll do kind of that. This is a little bit of a playoff on it. I think they're kind of like moving. I don't know. They're moving something around so it's not obvious at first that that's what they're doing, but then when you really listen, you can kind of hear it. Very, very, very creative breakdown. Oh, it sounds like they changed it up, maybe? I didn't know it faded out. Interesting choice for the first song. Or the fade out. The song itself is a very smart song to open an album with. Interesting choice to have it fade out. I don't know if I necessarily like the fade out. I like on paper, it's one of those things that like on paper I don't like when the song sorry, I'm looking this up to make sure I have everything in the right order of what I'm listening to. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I don't know if I like on paper I would say don't fade out a song, but then when you're listening to it, like with a breakdown like that, the fade out feels right and makes sense. So that's really like that's really the rules, the quote unquote rules of music. Music has all these soft rules. They have all these general soft rules, but if it sounds good, don't worry about the rule. You know what I mean? And I guess the fade out's not necessarily a rule because plenty of bands have the fade out. I just know for me, my preset in my head is music slowly fading out, like, is annoying. Just don't do it. Just end the song. You know what I mean? It's always weird because, like, conceptually, it's always weird when a band fades out at the end because you're like, just end the song. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to end it live. They're like, when they play that live, they're going to go like, dum, 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 and like end it there. So just do that. You know what I mean? And I like it's one of those things that, like, at the end of the day doesn't matter, but it, like, I don't know if it attacks me in the autism where I'm just like, why? Because you're going to end, whatever. I'm just going to repeat myself. You guys get what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't care. It's not that big of a deal, but it's like, why? Why do bands do it? This video, by the way, I was thinking about I was watching, what the fuck was it? Was I watching live footage of them? Or was I what? No, I saw like a picture of them on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. I saw them and I'm like, oh, this band visually is like a PR department's dream. Not a PR department, like a marketing department's dream. Cause, and I know some people might think this is corny, but I'm just like, I don't know. I just think about all these things. Cause it's like, a big goal of mine with this YouTube channel is to like, I don't know, figure out ways to make this type of music more popular, make it more of a financially fruitful endeavor for these bands while they can still sort of keep their integrity, yada yada, all this stuff. So my brain's just like, I'm not one of those dudes sitting here being like, you should probably, maybe you get a member of your band like this so it's more marketable. But I'm just coming from a place where my mind's in this space. So I just think of these things and I just notice where, they have the lead singer who happens to be a girl. And then they have like every member in the band looks different. You know what I mean? Every member in the band, like, cause you have the drummer that kind of looks like, he kind of has like a cool guy, like hip hop ish look to him, because he has like the golden glasses, and whenever I see pictures of him, the drummer's always like well kept. And then the one guitarist, the one guitarist looks like he'd be bench pressing on his front yard in a wife beater. And then you have the two other guitarists who have more of like the metal vibe. And I bring this up because sometimes when bands don't have like a lot of visual personality to them and a lot of variety, they can kind of just drift into the background of like, oh, here's another heavy band. And like when they all kind of look like the typical thing you're going to expect with a heavy band. But when you see a band like this, they all have like their unique personality to them, whether it be like visually and stuff like that. So they don't all bleed into each other, and it gives the band more character. And as a fan, they just kind of stand out more to you in their head. So, like I said, I'm not going to be one of these guys. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell bands like, maybe you want to get one of these guys or one of those guys in your band to kind of spice it. Like, no, that's corny as shit. I'm just saying, if you're in the marketing department and visually when you see this band, you're like, let's go, dude. It's going to be so much easier to fucking sell people on this band. And then when they actually hear it and the band rules, and then it becomes easier and easier and easier. I don't know if that sounded corny. It's just fucking shit popping into my head. Let's go, boys. You guys see what I mean? Like after they showed the rest of the band, they're just a visually interesting band because they don't all, it's not that thing where like, oh, obviously you're all friends. Like they don't look, just on appearance, they don't look like they'd be five people that would hang out together. And that makes a band substantially more interesting. Oh, also the singing I like how they're putting in the singing, because if you remember on the last album there was some but not a lot, and then if you listen through this album there's more but not a substantial amount more. Because when band, like whether it's what they're meaning to do or not, when a band does that, like, as a listener, I want you guys to change your style, but there's sometimes when it's a huge drastic shift, I don't know, do what you want. I'm not sitting here telling bands that they have to do one thing or the other. Do what you want, but whether it's good or bad, as a listener, when you hear a substantial shift, there is something you feel as a fan where it's like when they get popular doing a certain type of thing, and now that they're popular, they kind of go off and do a different thing. There's something subconsciously as a fan where you feel a little left behind, where it almost feels like it's like what happened with, I remember it's what happened with Childish Gambino. He was on his like nerd rap shit, and then he was on his nerd rap shit, and he got real popular doing that, and then he ventured into the mainstream, and the mainstream was like, you're fucking corny, and I think that hit him in the feels, so he completely shifted his sound. Now his new sound rules. Like, it's fucking great. You know, This Is America ruled because the internet, I'm sure whatever, the little things here and there that he's put out are good, but there is this weird thing I was on board with him since, like, fucking day one. Like, I downloaded his shit offline and put it on my fucking iPod. Like, that's how long I was listening to the dude. I remember when he would rap over indie bands and shit. Like, I was listening to that dude for a while. So there's this like subconscious thing at a fan where you kind of feel like used, and now that they're popular, they're like, all right, I don't need you anymore. I'm gonna go try to impress these new people. You know, there is this part of you that feels a little bit jilted. Now that's obviously on a much bigger scale than Dying Wish, but and I don't think fans would be like completely butthurt if every song was singing, but if they just completely got rid of the old sound, and now, but based off what they're doing, it's not like it's sounding like they're trying to get rid of the old sound, but I'm just trying to say it's a smart move to not go crazy with the singing, but add more singing, because I think I saw her talking in interviews like she wants to incorporate more singing and all this other stuff. So if it's gonna be a part of it, this is a good way to adjust fans to it, because you run more of a risk of fans getting like their feelings hurt and shit if you just go all in on singing. And also too, her scream's fucking amazing. She sounds like, I've been saying this a lot, I've been getting so into the female screamers because they sound like fucking, I don't know, they sound like some creature that's gonna give Gollum a run for his money. Like it's so fucking cool sounding. So if they were to completely get rid of that, if she was completely stopped screaming, I would be sad. But at the same time, her voice is so top notch that they can interject a lot of clean vocals. Which, sidebar, I saw a bunch of people having a discourse if clean vocals is the right term. I don't know. You know what they mean. That seems like a discourse you don't want to waste time on, but whatever, dude. We live in a first world country. Let's argue over this horse shit. But either way, yeah, I don't want to lose the screaming, but the clean vocals are top notch. Oh yeah, on the actual album version, that's such a smooth, sick transition. YouTube doesn't afford us that luxury. But yeah, this, god damn it. All right, I'm not gonna keep pausing it so much because we still have 8 more songs. No, 9 more songs. Right? Yeah, I can do math, dude. I can do fucking math. But yeah, man, this album's so fucking good, dude.
Until you accept
just a random thought that popped into my head because every time you listen to music like this, people always hit you with, this is why human psychology like fascinates me because you always like, there's like so many questions people ask that on the surface feel like a good question, but when you really like dig deeper into it and think about it more, you're like, that's not even like that good of a question. So whenever people hear music like this, they always go like, can you even understand what they're saying? And it's like, well, I mean, like if you really want to think about it, like there's a lot of bands that don't scream and you don't know what the fuck they're saying. Now, obviously you understand more words than this, but you don't know what the fuck they're saying. And then when you do, especially if you're listening to like mainstream shit, if you do find out what you're saying, you're like, oh no. But also a team of like 20 people help them write that. So it's like, are those lyrics even fucking real? You know, maybe that wasn't the best example, but you kind of get what I'm saying. And then, but if you look at music as a bigger experience than just like the words, and then if you look at it and go like, you know, there's music without words that we all enjoy and like, you know what I mean? It just becomes, I think a lot of times, I think the human brain does this thing where it's like if they don't understand something and they don't, it's like this, it's this like two-step process. Like they don't understand it and then they don't understand it, but they also need to like negate it because they can't understand it and they don't want to take the time to understand it. So they have to negate it. And then your brain it's like we exist with these constant coping mechanisms. Like we're not actually processing the world. We're just constantly coping with the world. So people hear this music, they don't understand it and they don't want to understand it. And I don't mean that in a like, they don't want to fucking understand. Nah, if you don't fucking like this music, I don't give a shit. But just realize I'm going to overanalyze your question and give a very detailed explanation of why it was a dumb question. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't want to understand it, and then they don't want to take time, or they don't understand it, they don't want to take time to understand it, so they have to put a period on this sentence, this thought, they want to put a period on this sentence that is their thought, so they have to negate it and invalidate it. So they go like, why, can you even understand what, and then you look at the broader experience, you're like, first off, who gives a shit? You know, as long as they're not sitting here as long as Dying Wish isn't writing songs being like, hey, you know, being a Nazi is pretty cool or some shit like that. 9 times out of 10, they're probably talking about like loss or love and then, so it's like, you know, if we're really going to get down to it, who gives a fuck what they're saying? Because there's been times, like I remember when I was heavy into Devil Wears Prada back in the day, I'd read some of their lyrics and I'd go, I'm glad I wish I wouldn't have read their lyrics. You know, sometimes the lyrics are bad. So it's like, who cares? And then there is this funny thing. You're like, honestly, they're like, can you understand that? You're like, honestly, kind of. Like a perfect example for me, I was just listening to some songs off of Hot Damn by Every Time I Die. And I remember when I first listened to that album, I couldn't tell you one word they were fucking saying. Now when I listen to it, I actually know mostly what they're saying. So it's like this thing of, you know, I'm going to be listening to, it's a good album. I'm going to listen to this a couple times. So it's like, I don't have to get everything the first listen. Bro, there's songs I've listened to 100 times that I still notice something new for the 101st time. So, you know, it's like a thing of like, yo, if you're asking that question, maybe you're not taking the time to really take all this shit in. I don't know. I'm probably overanalyzing it, but that's my thing. That's why I started a YouTube channel and fucking 18 podcasts. Oh, that's sick. They went from fucking 12-8 to 4-4. That's fun. That's a fun little thing to do. That's a solid bait and switch of a breakdown, because they were going dun 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 or something in the 3 feel, and then just fucking hit a different rhythm. That's a solid bait and switch. I like that. By the fucking throat! God damn. Wait. That fucking China scent. Was that China? The reverb on that China was nuts. If that was a China. I think it was a China. Yeah, the reverb on that was nuts. I wonder who produces this. Just another fucking waste of blood. Fighting, raging, clinging to life. Just to get high. But are you willing to die for this? Say some outlet. Say some outlet. Let my world again coming back. Feeding on your terror. I prevent right now. I will shake the hands of betrayal. You will die right. That's my favorite. Yo, I'm not a big I'm not a big fan of music in 3, but like when you're doing the fast, like I don't mean to bring up other songs, but there's this great band. I don't know what you would call them, post-hardcore. What's the fucking name of the song? There's this band back in the day. I don't know if they really play anymore, but they're called Moaning. Is it this one? No, it's not. Oh, I remember. Yeah, Bleed and Blister. No, that's the cover. You got to hear the faster version of it. Yeah. Right here. You said you'll dream you wanna be. You still can't bring your. You know, like the typical 3 feel, but when it was going fast as shit, it didn't. Like, it wasn't as abundantly clear because it flowed so well. So, doing the 3 feel with some fast beats is a thing I like. I don't know why I was like, ha, 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 ha. Like fucking kid in the wheelchair from Malcolm in the Middle. Just another fucking waste of blood. Fighting, raging, clinging to life. Just to get high. But are you willing to die for this? Say some outlet. Say some outlet. Let my world again coming back. Feeding on your terror. I prevent right now. I Yeah, this is so funny. I'm looking up who produces this album. Wait, let me get it in here. I'm looking up who produces this album, and if you guys are familiar with my shit, oh, it's Kubla Khan's producer and Boundaries producer. That's probably why I like the sound of this so fucking much. Shout out Randy LeBeau. You make all my favorite music heavy as shit, dude. Dude, this is so fucking funny. So literally, currently this is my favorite song, just out of all songs. So he produced that. He produced this album, which fucking rips. Boundaries. I've regularly tweeted, oh, this dude's in Jersey. Let's go. I am going to stalk him. I'm not, Randy. Don't worry, dude. I'm kidding. Anyway, I'm not. For legal reasons, I am definitely not going to stalk you, Randy. Boundaries. I've said many a time, this was the best metalcore album and hardcore album of 2022. And then this was the fucking double whammy, because I was literally saying this might be, until that End album drop, this might have been my album. I'm still up in the air. I got to go back and listen some more, because, you know, sometimes when a new album drops, you get like kind of the fucking, you know, you're in that romance period and whatever. And then when the dust settles, was it really your favorite album? But either way, this is potentially my album of the year. So that's nuts. And then, Chamber. I don't listen to this like regularly, but I checked this out. This was really fucking good. Yo, okay, so that's funny. That's funny, yeah. You're like, why does this sound so good? Oh, it's because it's the guy who does all the music I like. That's who produced it. Good for him. Good for you, Randy. You know, I'll say this, dude. It's a good sign when now I think. Wait, is there another? Yeah, Torn from Your Silhouette and Lost in the Fall. I forget exactly how those go. But based off of listen, what am I fucking trying to say? I'm an idiot. But no, listening to this song, it feels like this is the most mainstream song on the album. And when your most mainstream song still goes pretty fucking hard, that's a good sign for the rest of the album. Oh, also, I'll say this. What am I trying to? Sorry, I'm multitasking. I was trying to pull up something to show you guys, and then I saw a bunch of videos I want to watch later, so I was saving them. Yo, I don't know who this guy is, so nothing personal. I hate YouTube thumbnails, dude. I fucking hate them. I'm sure it probably hurts my channel that I don't try that hard with my thumbnails or whatever. But it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, this album's fucking amazing. I'm jerking it off so hard, but I'm not sitting here like, oh, like, dude, stop. Whatever. I don't know who Bogdan Hardcore is. You're probably a chill dude, and I know you got to play the game, but yeah, stop with the fucking thumbnails. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Shout out this goofy commie. Thank you for your content, but don't be a commie. But let's get this up here. Yeah, there we go. Why was I bringing this up? I got distracted by this guy's fucking face. This was a thought that's right. This was a thought I was having where I got to show you guys, like, she can also, cause like there's always that thing where, there's always that thing where you're like, oh, it sounds good on the record, but can they do it live? And that like adds to the overall like appreciation of listening to them, where you're like, oh, they can also fucking do it live. And also the beginning of this set, I fucking love it. It goes so hard.
Fuck it, no! This is Animation Week! This band started as a hardcore band and will die as a hardcore band! This is your show! This is your set! Stop the fuck up! Load the fuck up! Let's go!
Oh yeah, you know what? I take back the commie jokes because I need that fucking Kubla Khan set. You know what? Until that Kubla Khan set comes out, communism rules. I want you to know that, Hate56. Communism isn't stupid as shit. It fucking rules. Please put out that Kubla Khan set, dude. I want to see that girl fucking stage dive in her wheelchair. But yeah. Oh, wait, I didn't actually play her singing, but you guys get what I'm trying. I'm all over the fucking place right now. That dude's thumbnail fucked me up. But no, yeah, I was saying that this song, Path to the Grave, was like the most mainstream song, but it was still pretty fucking heavy. But like, yo, the interject, I thought, like, because I don't know, I don't give a fuck about, like, when I'm listening to hardcore, I don't give a fuck about singing. So I thought their interjection of singing would annoy me, and it was actually, I was vibing out pretty fucking hard. Listening to this album and all the singing. So let's keep it moving. Paved in Sorrow. Oh, and also I talk about pacing of albums. I think this is like, yeah, this is their soft song in the middle of the album that gives you a reset. So was this the 6th one? Yeah, very good placement of the soft song. Let's go. Let's go. Good slow song in the middle of the album. Probably not gonna bump it ever again, but that doesn't mean it's a bad song. It's just I like songs to be violent. No, that song ripped. It's it's the reset in the middle of the album. What did we just listen to? Paved in Sorrow. Okay, yeah, here we go. Tongues of Lead. I like this tempo change. Yo, I gotta say, I think I talked about this before, but I gotta say, I am so much more in favor of that drum beat than I ever was before. It used to bug me because it was so, I don't know, just, I thought it was like, I would get annoyed, because he's clearly going like, like alternating on his like right and left hand with the hi-hat and snare. I was like, dude, just play quarter notes on your right hand when you do that. So it'd be like, but he's just going like, and I don't know. It was like a weird pretentious thing I'd get stuck on, and now I don't care anymore. So now I'm like listening to these beats rip. There's just something fun and chaotic about them. I'm very pro these beats now. Great end. That was a pretty like straightforward song with a fucking brutal end to it. Let's go. Have fun with that. I don't know if that was the full-blown tempo change, but they were fucking with the tempo or the feel of everything. But just like a slow breakdown in the middle of a song. Like, just do that more. That's the fun thing about metal is, like, you know, like, I feel like a lot of pop punk bands and indie bands and stuff like that, it's if they stray too far away from the typical verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, it comes, like, you know, people might not, whether it's overt or not, they might just be like, whatever about it. But metal bands can kind of, you know, they benefit from having that song structure on their mind, but they can kind of do whatever the fuck they want. They can just throw a bunch of shit out there. And as long as, you know, you're not just writing your song in the same way you make up a Mad Lib. You know, if there's actually, I don't know how I would say this exactly, but just like there's this thought of having a through line somehow through it. I'm smart, guys. I'm smart. But you know what I mean. As long as there's some sense of maintaining a through line, from the beginning to the end of the song. I was trying not to say through twice again. But yeah, as long as there's the ability to maintain that, you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want, and that's the joy of metal. As long as it just feels good. I mean, I guess that's how other music works, but I feel like you can be way more adventurous in metal and hardcore and stuff. You know, I think probably because it's not as big, and the people who are into it are into like weirder shit and a bigger, you know, a more adventurous attempt and stuff. That's probably what it is. Damn, I'm so fucking smart. Wait a goddamn second. Where's the downbeat on that? Alright, we gotta back it up more. See what I said? Like the benefit of you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know, you're just back here chilling, and then they do something, and you go, "Excuse me." You know what I mean? You're just like over here. Oh, pardon me. What was that? You know, it just you know. This is why I like metal and hardcore a little bit more. You don't get that. You know, in a lot of other genres, you get like, "Oh, that was nice. That was cool. That was pleasant. Oh, wow. Oh my God." But in metal, you get like, "Hold the goddamn phone, sir." What was that? Yo, was that some fucking Kublai Khan bitch yelling out? Yeah. Yo, if Kublai Khan taught us anything, it's to yell bitch right before breakdowns.
Now face a difficult but achievable task. And solving this crisis is not a question of politics. It's a question of our own survival. You make history, or you will be vilified by it.
Let's go. That was end. That would have been. I forget how these next two songs go, but that would have been a sick way to end the album and to have it like just big and drawn out and fucking nutso. But we got two more songs. Let's hear. Oh yeah, these came out already. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Bum, 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 bum. Whoever made this music video did a really good job. Cause where is it? That part where she's like, yeah, the lighting when they keep doing that part is so fucking cool looking. And this video, this is a good fucking video. You know, I said, what was the song earlier? Was it I think Path to Your Grave? Yeah, I think Path to Your Grave was probably their most mainstream song on this album. But if you were trying to pick out a song, if you were like talking to your friend and he was like, I don't know if I'm going to like Dying Wish. I don't know if I'm going to like Dying Wish. Which song should I listen to? That last one, what was it called again? Torn From Your Silhouette. That's probably the best song to play for someone. Because that feels like it encapsulates everything you're going to get from Dying Wish. And it's kind of a thing, if you don't like that song, you're probably not going to like Dying Wish.
If you say there's beauty in losing control, then why do I collapse
You know, with this piano right here, not to like ruin the moment, but I just realized this because I was listening to some other metal bands and shit and hardcore and stuff like that, and especially the ones that, you know, lean a little more triumphant and they're trying to be all grandiose and operatic and shit like that. They can do this thing where they interject like a bunch of strings and a symphony and all this other shit, which sounds cool. And if you like how it sounds, fair enough. You know, I can't tell you you don't like how it sounds, but there's always this part of me where it's like, you know, it's always, even if it sounds cool, there's like a little asterisk next to it where you go like, okay, it sounds cool, but like, you guys didn't make that. You guys don't know how to make that. So you paid a guy to do that for you. So it sounds cool, but you know, the way I don't know. I just like, I want to hear what the band has, not what the band thinks is cool. You know? Like, I think a lot, like when I'm making shit, I think a lot of stuff is cool, but you know, I try to just put forth what I know how to make. So that, like, you know, I'm not trying to be a fucking dork or a stickler or whatever the fuck. But there is always a kind of thing when these metal bands add a lot of the extra strings and the grandiose stuff. It's like, I don't know. If you guys don't know how to do that on your own to a degree, it just, to me, it's like, you know, do it. It sounds cool and you'll probably make a bunch of money because, like, you know, normies get down with that a lot more and shit like that. But it just, to me, it, like, if we're talking about who's the best at this, you know, there's a little asterisk next to it. It's like, present to me what you can do, not who you can hire. I guess that's how you say it. Yeah, let me know what you can do, not who you're able to hire. That's kind of, I think, the best way to put it. So to hear this, it's like, hearing these pianos and stuff, it made me realize they didn't overdo. I think this is the only time they really do that on here. So they're not. You know, they probably had the option too, so it's good to see them not overdoing that shit.
Never be the same. There's no one to blame. We will never be the same, but I have to choose to contend with the solitude. If you say there's beauty in losing control, then why do I collapse? Why do I collapse? I'm lost in the fall as I'm letting you go.
There we go. There we fucking go. That was Dying Wish. Symptoms of Survival. Yeah, dude. All in all, really good fucking album. Really strong. It was definitely sick finding out that they had the same producer of all my favorite albums. That was actually really fucking cool to find out, and it made a lot of sense why I love the way it sound. Yeah, my only like real complaint was there. You know, you could have made an argument there could have been a little bit more variety of sounds, a little bit more distinct personality. But I said this about the Jesus Piece album, and that was my potential album of the year. You know, they had the same quote unquote problem, but you know, when the songs sound similar, but every song fucking rips, you know, is it really that big of a deal? And also at the same time, like a band has a style, you know what I mean? And that this is their style. That's the lane that they sit in. So that would be like my minor critique, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was really, you know, I guess that only really matters on, you know, multiple listens. But I think with the addition of clean vocals and stuff like that, it added a substantially bigger variety from song to song than the last album. So, yeah, man, I fucking love that. I don't really like to I was about to rate. I don't like rating albums. Just go fucking listen to it. I mean, you did now if you got to the end of this. You did now, but keep listening to it. Dying Wish, they're a great band. I hope to see them have many, many more years of putting out dope music like this. So, yeah, there you go. If you liked it, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm trying to put out at least one of these full album reactions every week, and then I do a lot of like reactions, and then if you go over to my twitch.tv/BigRed, aka Andy, we do New Music Fridays. We play music over there because if I almost got a or did I forget if I actually did or not. I got like a copyright strike or something on the streams when you play too much music on the fucking streams. So I don't do those over here. We do those over on Twitch because Twitch is more chill about that. And then we're trying out a different time, Sunday evenings. But we stream the podcast every Sunday and then re-upload it on Mondays and all that. All right. Until next time, have a good one. I love you all. Be about it. Peace.